Speaking of losing a game, what do you hope the guys take from that? How do you want them to respond?
Yes. Well, I said, you know, and again, I've done this so long that we go from Michigan State thinking we could beat the world to obviously not in the right frame of mind, not the right kind of preparation. And what these teams do every year I coach, they're going to follow my lead. Well, they probably followed my lead. I thought we were going to win the game too. I didn't think we'd have that much of a struggle with those guys. And so they follow my lead, and it woke me up more than woke them up. But I think they know now, you know, that every game we have a chance to beat anybody.
Who was this for?
Lose to anybody if we don't compete. If we play great defense, we'll have a chance in every game. We're still trying to figure out the offense. It's just going to take time. But if you defend and rebound, and one of the things I told them, our teams historically have been in the top 10 in offensive rebounding probably my whole time here. We're last in the Power 5 schools in rebounding offensively. I've never heard of that. Basically, it means you're not even trying because it's not important that I rebound because I'm trying to score. Well, we talked about it, we showed them, we worked on it, so hopefully that will begin to change. Where we are learning offense, you have to get offensive rebounds and some free baskets, or it's going to be hard to win. So.
Cal, what did you see when you saw the tape? I think Nate gave up 12 or 14 points on just
straight drive on a guy that we said he's not a great shooter, he's a driver. Basically, when you watched it, it's almost like we panicked. And I told them today again, and I told them yesterday, every team we play has nothing to lose. So you got to play that way, like you have nothing to lose. We played like at the end, how about we took 2 threes? And we're shooting a very high percentage from the 3. Like, you're going to go a 2 and 8 chance, 2 we win, 8 we lose. That's the shot you're going to take? How about you drive it and try to get fouled or make the basket or maybe an and one? Or you miss it on a drive and they got to help and we rebound it and stick it back in. They don't know all this stuff. And we panicked. And but you got to give Evansville, I mean, they made free throws. They made a 3 in the corner. Those were killer plays that we kind of brought it on. And we're just a ways away. I mean, you know, you beat Michigan State, and again, you know, no, I know it's not that big a deal, but EJ's out, and he's still out. EJ didn't play in that game. Now, other than you guys, no one will say that. Like, well, we played with one of our best players out. I mean, we're not there yet. I think that Ashton will be healthier for this game. He was kind of hurt that last game. Now he's, you know, it seems like he's healthier. We've got some other guys that seem to be beat up a little bit, but next man up. Let's go. How are we going to play?
How much did that game highlight a little bit, EJ? Just, I mean, obviously Nate's having to exert himself a lot. He's really the only option. Yeah.
And Nick playing too many minutes. So now all of a sudden guys are playing more minutes than they're capable of playing, which means you have mental lapses, which means you have game slippage, which means all of a sudden we start not trusting each other because we're breaking down. And you now have a team that's tentative because they can't be aggressive and they can't attack because they don't trust. And they don't trust because some tired players are breaking down. And now all of a sudden you don't know, is the guy going to be there? Is he not going to be there? I mean, it was, you know, as your season goes, my hope is we look back at this game and say it woke us up and got us right. And if you ask me, would you have rather beaten Michigan State or Evansville at home? Probably would have said, we have to lose a game? Yes, but you will win one. Which one do you want? I'd have probably said, let's go with Michigan State, and I'll swallow the other and deal with it. But I got a great group of guys. We're just beat up, and we're not, Ashton has to play well for us to do well when you start limiting numbers of guys, because the rest of the guys are freshmen.
Would you say the confidence level is still high with the team, or what would you?
We'll see tomorrow. My guess is we'll start the game tentative just because you'll have the dregs of the last game, and then hopefully they'll just get going and play basketball and play free and literally play like you have nothing to lose, because they will. And the tape I watched of them down at UAB, woof, they're doing a great job offensively, fighting on defense, doing some scrambling stuff. It's another game that, like, I think I had a little different attitude prior to this coming game than I did Evansville. And I don't want to take anything away from them. They added 3 really good players to their team. For anybody to say they're finishing 8th in the MAC, you're out of your mind. You're absolutely out of your mind. They will be at one of the top teams in the MAC with a chance to go in the NCAA tournament. I'd be stunned if they weren't.
John, what do you think with the three-point shooting? It hasn't been real good. What do you think's going on there? Is that an issue?
Do you remember last year? Like, we had the same, and my guess is the beginning of every year, like, man, I thought you said this team could three-point shoot. And I'll say it to you again. This should be one of my best three-point shooting teams. It should be a team that shoots threes like Derek Willis was on the team and those guys, because you got a lot of guys that can make threes. Right now, what's happened is we're not really moving the ball or getting rid of it. Everybody that catches it is holding it to see if they can make a play, which means we don't trust each other. So now the threes are contested. Why aren't we getting wide open threes with the way we play? Well, why? Because I got it, I hold it, and then I pass, or I fake it, and then I pass, versus just get rid of it. And if everybody gets rid of it, if another guy is open, you're going to get open threes. The other side of that is when you move the ball, you get better lane drives, which means you get more threes. So, but we got a lot of stuff that's just going to take time to figure out how we're going to have to play.
How does it manage the conversation with Ashton about when he's dealing with a little bit of a nagging injury? Do you say, hey, look, next time if you feel like you're not going to be able to beat you, just tell me, and you sit him, or how does that?
I said to him, if that's who you're going to be, you shouldn't have played this game, because you hurt yourself and you hurt us. We may not have been able to win it anyway, but we would have tried to get by with 6 guys. Just say, we got 6. Please don't foul people out for no reason. I mean, but, he's a great kid and he's trying, but, he's a little bit beat up, a few nicks and bruises and stuff.
Cal, just as a coach, did you like having the 6-day layoff to work on things in practice?
We needed it. I needed a day and a half to come from outside the covers. When you're under the covers like that for a day and a half. That's not true. 24 hours that was, though.
EJ walked by, well, we were told you guys were practicing, and I assume he's still not practicing?
He's not on the court with us, but he's doing some stuff. My guess is a week away. I don't know, maybe longer. But, it'd be nice to get him back and have a roster. And the other side of this, it's hard to practice when you're down to 7, 8 guys. Like, how do you really scrimmage to get after each other the way you need to? So we've been dealing with that. But it's, I think there's probably 250 coaches in the country with like my problems. And the thing for me, I always want to be grateful for stuff that happened. I was really grateful for what happened up in New York. But if you're going to do that, you got to be grateful for what Evansville should do for us and be grateful about it. Let's be grateful. I know everybody out there like, oh my gosh, he's grateful he lost the game. But if you're going to be grateful for stuff that's happening good, you better also be thankful for the bad stuff and grateful for what it does for you, and then you look at it different. Now, it took me 24 hours to do that and think in those terms, but, I'm looking at this saying, hey, I'm grateful. Let's go and let's use it. Let's benefit by it. We'll go from here.